Okey, selamat sejahtera kepada Puan Diana. Saya Tan Asraj dan ahli kumpulan saya adalah Mughila Resi. So, saya akan present tentang Packet Tracer Practical Task 1, Network Security. Okey, so saya open Packet Tracer ni baru saja 2 minit. Okey, so saya perasan saya baru perasan that addressing table ni tak complete. Tak complete dengan IPv4, subnet mask dan IPv6. Okay, let's go for part 1. Test and restore IPv4 connectivity. Okay, so the part 1, test and restore IPv4 connectivity. So part 1, use ipconfig and ping to verify the connectivity. Alright, so step 1A is click PC1 and click the desktop and go for command prompt. So this is PC1. I click the desktop and go for the command prompt. Okay, and then step 2B was enter ipconfig/all command to collect the IPv4 information. Complete the addressing table with the IPv4 address, subnet mask, and default gateway. Alright, so I key in, I give an input on ipconfig /all, and then the IPv4 address was 10.10.1.98 and the subnet was 255.255.255.224 and default gateway is 97. Okay, so let me roll it down. All right, so next go for the next step, that is step 1C. Click on PC3 and desktop, go for the command prompt. All right, I go to the PC3 desktop and command prompt and key in the same to check the IPv4 addresses, subnet mask, and default gateway. So the same command was ipconfig/all, and these are the IPv4 address, subnet mask, and default gateway. All right, so later on I later on I input this IP address all inside the addressing table. Then let's go for the step 1E. Actually, the step 1E was test the connectivity between PC1 and PC3, and the the ping should be failed. Okay, let me try. Let me go for ping connection. This is PC1. Oh, that is actually PC1. I ping the PC3 IP address, that is 10.10.1.18. The ping should be fail. Alright, one is fail. The fourth one also fail. Oh, the second, third, and fourth one already failed. So 100% lost. Okay. The connectivity test fail. Ping. Okay, let's solve this issue. Let's go for the step 2. Locate the source of connectivity failure. Okay, from PC1, enter the necessary command to trace the route to PC3, and what is the last successful IPv4 address that was reached. All right, from PC1, the necessary command to check the to trace the route is traceroute traceroute with the IP address 10.10.1.18. These are the uh, root test for PC3, and the last address was all right. The last address was 10.10.1.9797. So let me screenshot this. All right. The trade will eventually end after 30 attempts. Enter Control C to stop the trace before 30 attempts. All right. The trace route, the last trace route was 1.97. So I stop the trace, and let's continue with the other steps. All right. From PC3, we need to check the trace route to PC1. All right. Let's go for PC3 and check the trace route to PC1. So the PC1's IP address was traceroute endpoint endpoint 1.98. Actually, I wrote it down. Okay. So the trace route, the last trace route, it's not last but least. Okay, never mind. The last IP address was 1.17. Okay, I'll stop the trace. Let's go to the other step. Okay, I stop the trace and then click R1 CLI tab and enter to the configuration. All right, we go for the R1. Excuse me. Let's go for the R1. Enable config terminal, configuration terminal, and oh, show IP interface brief. Okay, so we no need to go inside the configuration terminal. I end this, and then just we just need to check the IP interface. All right. So the IP interface brief. All right. So the connection are gigabit Ethernet 01 is up, and serial 001 is up. Right. So let's check on the addressing table they are correct or not. This is R1 8 gigabit Internet 1.97 1.97, that is correct. Serial 001 1.6, serial 001 1.6, and it is correct. So this is not the actual problem. Let's continue with the other step. The other step was oh, actually there is a question here. There are two IPv4 addresses on the router. One should have been recorded in step 1A. Oh yeah, okay, actually it's recorded in step 2A. What are others? The other was, let me check. The other was serial 001 10.10.1.6. All right, that is the answer for 2F. All right, let's go for the next step, that is enter show IP route command to list the network. All right, go for R1 and we check the IP route command. Show IP route. All right. Uh, there are two IPv4 addresses. Oh, sorry. Note that there are two network connected on serial 001 interface. What are they? One is 10.10.1.4 slash 30. The other one is 10.10.1.6 slash 32. All right. The next step was repeat 2E and 2G on R3 as well. All right. Go for, sorry, we go for R3 and repeat the same step. The first one is to check the IP interface. Okay, is there any question? All right, there is no more question. And yes, gigabit Ethernet 01 is gonna up, and serial 001 is also up. Let's check on the addressing table. Gigabit Ethernet 00, Gigabit Ethernet 01 10.10.1.17 01, yes, it is correct, and 1.10 1.10, yes, it is correct. So this is not the actual problem. Okay, let's go for the other step. Excuse me. Run more tests if helps to visualize the problem. So what are the problem? Why we cannot connect PC1 and PC3? Oh, there is actually another router, that is R2. Let's check on it. Repeat the same step. Okay. CLI, enter, show IP interface brief. Okay, so there are two connections here. One is serial 000 and serial 001. Let's check on the addressing table. R2 serial 000, the connection. So here is the mistake. It's not a mistake, here is the problem. 10 point on the router R2 that the IP address assigned was 10.10.1.2, but the actual IP address was 10.10.1.5. That is the one of the reason. Let's check on 001 is 10.10.1.9. Yes, it is correct. So this is the main and last reason why we cannot ping PC1 and PC3. So let's solve this problem, right? I go for configuration terminal, and then I change the I change the IP address for interface serial 0/0/0. IP address should be 10.10.1.5. 10.10.1.5. Right, and the subnet mask was 255.255.255.252. Oops, sorry. All right, the interface, the IP address of the interface was changed and is up. The connection, the status was up. Okay, let's test the connectivity. From PC1 to PC3, I think That is the problem. Let's try the to ping. This is PC1. We're gonna ping PC3 10.10.1.18. There is a reply 1, 2, 3, 4. Success. All right. We managed to solve one problem. All right. Verify the connectivity from PC4. Oh, that is the other one. Let me repeat the same connectivity test from PC3 to PC1. All right. I'm gonna ping from PC3 to PC1. That is 10.10.1.98. Yes, there is a reply. Right. So we solved the first problem. I think, oh, there are a few questions here. Step 3. Compare your answers on step 2 to the documentation you have available for the network. What is the error? So, okay. So the error was R2 serial 0000 interface is configured with the wrong IP address, and the solution is we assign the new IP address, the correct IP address on R2, and the result after the after the after I I sorry after I changed the IP address. Okay, after I changed the IP address, the ping was successfully connected. All right, let's go for the step 2. Oh, part 2. All right, the part 2 connectivity is IPv6. All right, click on PC2. Oh, right, I already completed. My completion was 10 over 20. Let's go for another 10. Okay, PC2 and go for the command prompt. Right. Enter IPv6 config/all command to collect all IPv6 information, just like part 1. IPv6 config/all. Oops, sorry. All right. Complete the addressing table, IPv6 address, subnet prefix, and default gateway. The default gateway was FE80 double colon, yeah, it's double colon 1. IPv6 address is 2001 colon db8 colon 1 colon 1 double colon 2. The subnet prefix, yeah, it's true. All right, and then the PC4, I repeat the same step. So PC4, I repeat the same step. Okay, IPv6 config slash all. The IPv6 address was 1 colon 4 colon double colon 2. The default gateway was FE80 double colon 2. Right. Test the connectivity between PC4 and PC2. Ping should fail. Right. Let's ping automatically. Right. The the ping is fail. All right. To adjust this. Okay. But for command prompt, actually I should route the IP address, IPv6 address, copy, and I try to ping, paste. Alright, we're waiting for the reply from PC2, from PC2 to PC4, and one failed, second one also failed, the third one also failed, and fail. 100% loss. Alright, let's solve this issue now. Um, let's let's trace the route to PC4. Alright, let's trace the route, that is traceroute and the IPv4 address. Right, the address, the last successful IPv6 address was reached. Okay, we wait for the last IPv6 address. There you are. We stop this. The last address was 1.1 colon 3 colon double colon 2. Okay, let's go for R3. Go for router. Check the interface detail. Right, R3. Go for router. We're gonna check the interface briefly. Alright, the first connection was gigabit ethernet 01 is up. The second one is serial 001 is up as well. Let's check on the addressing table. Is there any wrong? Gigabit 001, it's R3. Gigabit 00, sorry, gigabit 01. R3 gigabit 01 is 1.7. Oh, 1.17. Yes, it's right. And serial 001, yes, is correct as well. Alright, so this is not the problem. Okay. And for more test. Alright, we're gonna test what is the problem with the other router. The other router, enable show IP interface briefly. Alright, so R1, okay, this one is we already checked, so this is not the problem. Alright, R2 we checked, so it's not the problem. We checked on the part 1. So where should be the problem actually? Is there any IP address or subnet mask or default gateway problem? Let's check. We go for PC2 IP configuration. The default gateway is our default gateway was FE80 double colon 1. Yes, the default gateway from router is 01, right? Oops, I never checked the IP address. For PC2 IP address, yes, is 1.2. Okay, It's 64 subnet prefix. Mm, let's go to PC4, and the connectivity connection was R3. Am I correct? Yes, the default gateway was from R3. R3, the default gateway. That is the problem. We found the problem. The default gateway was already assigned as FE80 double colon 2, but the actual default gateway was FE80 double colon 3, right? The IP address IPv6, yes, is correct with sub prefix. So the solution, okay, what are the problem? The problem is PC4 is using wrong default gateway, right? The actual default gateway is 3. Let me assign, I correct it, and then I close it. Let's try, let's test the connectivity from PC2 to PC4. Okay, what is PC4's IP address? I'll just copy because I'm too lazy to write it down. I paste on command prompt, ping, and paste. Yes, there is a reply. Right? The PC connectivity from PC4 to PC2. Sorry. Let's copy the address. Paste on command prompt to ping. Yep, we solved the problem, and I complete. Thank you, Puan Diana.